Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty, and I'm pretty obsessed with indie brand makeup. Today's video is the classic smoky eye, two ways. Alright beauties, before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe down below and share the video out if you enjoy the content, and give the video a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel a lot. Also, don't forget about that little join button right down there that you can click for information about becoming a channel member or exclusive perks. Thank you to my channel members. We're diving right on in, you guys. And I opted for today, you could go in with literally any cool tone, black, gray type of palette that you have. I'm gonna go with the ColourPop Blowing Smoke palette. I'm not sure if this is still available. If this one is not, I will find a dupe for you guys. Link it down below. I have no makeup on. I like to, anytime that I'm working with loose pigments, loose glitters, things like that, or I'm going in and doing a more bold look, a smoky eye, something very colorful, I opted to do my eyes first. I am going to prep with my ABH eye primer as I typically do. And I'm not worried about doing my brows or anything like that right now. And the reason I wanted to do this, I actually did this a long time ago. And I think I went live in my group on Facebook a long time ago. And I kind of showcased doing a kind of light to dark method for applying makeup and kind of doing a smoky eye. And then I also showcased going from dark to light. I think we all have kind of our own preferences in how we apply makeup, apply shadows, apply whatever. And guys, there's no wrong way. Whatever is your preferred method is 100% okay, and they basically end up doing the exact same thing. The only time that I will kind of caution you to work a little differently is if you are working with pressed pigments. Sometimes they're a little bit drier. You want to kind of press and place, kind of stamp them into place, as you guys have seen me do here. And then I kind of just blend the edges out. So we are prepped. I'm just going to kind of make sure that I have no creasing or anything like that. And of course, without having our base on, we can just go in. We can go crazy, it can be sloppy, it can be messy, and you can clean everything up. Basically, my preface is just to kind of show you that, first of all, there's no wrong or right way to do anything. I just want to show you how easy creating a kind of classic smoky eye can be. And you can do this exact same method with all purples, a blue smoky eye, whatever the case may be. I think there's a big misconception that smoky automatically means black, and it doesn't have to be black. So here is our palette. You can see we have whites, grays, and then going into black. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, this silver, the Starstruck, is one of the best silvers I've ever used, ever seen. It is absolutely stunning on the lids. Like, this palette it's pretty damn incredible. So on my right eye, I'm going to be working from lightest to darkest. And on my left eye, we're going to go in with our black first and build up from there and kind of blend out and add our lighter shades after the fact. So I'm going to go in with this matte white called Young Love. Again, any palette like this will do. You can use any type of white. And even though I don't have my brows on yet, I'm basically going to place this right at the brow bone and come slightly lower. And this is just going to help me in kind of blending my shades out. I'm going to go into a smaller, more like crease brush, and I'm going to go in with the lightest gray first, which is called Stone Face. You can see it is a very light gray. And I'm going to go in, and for myself, because I do have hooded lids, I don't want to stay right here in my actual crease, like in my socket, because when I open my eyes, you're not going to see what I did. But I'm going to come into the crease, and if you do not have hooded lids, you can stay right here in the crease. I'm just going to rock this back and forth. And then for myself, I'm going to slightly build up just a little bit so I have that little bit of a gradient between the white and the light gray. And again, you can be messy with this. You can pull this all the way out. You can turn it into a dramatic wing shape. Whatever your preference is totally fine. And basically what I'm going to be doing is working from lightest to the darkest shade until I get to my black. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Slated, which is the deeper of the grays. Same exact brush. That's another reason why I like to kind of go from light to dark, unless, again, I'm working with like more pressed pigments. If I'm working from light to dark, I can use this exact same brush. And you only have to use one brush. So again, I'm just going a little bit deeper each time, and I'm coming slightly lower each time as well. All right, so now you can see when I get close, you see the white, you see the light gray, and you can see the dark gray. We can always go back in and add, we can kind of reblend, we can add more depth to a color, whatever we want to do. I'm now gonna go in, I could stay in this exact same brush and go into the black. I'm gonna go into a more kind of fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go into the black, which is called Let's Do It. And I'm gonna load up the brush pretty heavily. Again, I'm not worried about making a mess. And this time I'm gonna come right to the very bottom of the lid, going into my lash line. And you'll see I'm kind of stamping again with darker shades or pressed pigments. That is my preferred method. And I'm gonna stamp and place the black in place first. And that is it. Of course, we'll do this eye, we're gonna do our base, and then I will finish up the look, but it is as easy as that. And literally, guys, you can go in with one brush. Now we're gonna go into the left side. This time I'm gonna go in with my black first, and I'm gonna again press and push the product into place. And you can see I'm kind of starting a little bit lower here. I'm not coming up at all. I'm literally staying right here, not going much higher than this, again, because we want that kind of natural gradient. And again, be sloppy, be messy. It does not have to be perfect. You can mess up. Everything's gonna get blended out. And of course, we didn't do our base first, so we don't have to worry about protecting our base. I'm gonna go back in with this brush right here, and the exact opposite that we did for the right eye, that is now what we are going to do over here. So now we're gonna go into Slated, and we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did before. I'm putting it up into my actual crease, and we're gonna start blending, and it can be smoky, we want dramatic, but we also want a nice soft blend and a soft gradient. We don't want it to just be a complete stark line that we were making with our blacks and our grays. And this method, in my personal opinion, takes just a little bit longer because we're trying to blend that darker shade and get, again, that soft natural gradient. So just be patient with it. But again, you can have fun, go crazy. It does not have to be perfect. You do not have to worry about any kind of fallout or anything like that. And you can already now start to see that that is really starting to mimic the other side. Now I'm going to tap my brush off. That's the only thing, is you have to make sure that you either use different brushes or make sure that you're kind of taking the color off in between the shades. And again, now I'm going from darkest to lightest. So next we're going to go into Stone Face. And I'm just going to start to blend out that deeper gray. And you'll see I kind of keep my brush in between where that shade is at and kind of my bare lid. That I feel like is the best method to kind of making sure that there's a nice seamless gradient. And you'll see I'm doing circular motions and windshield wiper motions. I'm just stepping back to make sure that everything looks even, and it looks pretty even to me. I'm going to wipe my brush again and go back into Slated. I feel like I went slightly higher on this side, so I'm going to do the same over here. And again, you would stay in your actual crease if you do not have hooded lids. For myself, I bring it slightly above, wiping that brush off really well again and going back into Stone Face, which is our lighter gray. And again, blending between the skin and the last shade that I put down. And you could do this with rust colors, you could do it with oranges, reds, purples, greens. The same basic principle is going to work for any colors that you do, and of course I'll show you how I finish up my lower lash line, inner corner, things like that. So I feel like my blend is really, really nice at this point. I have no harsh lines, but it's nice and grungy and smoky like I like. I'm going to go back into that teeny tiny little pencil brush. I'm going back into Young Love, which is our white. And I'm going to come right under the brow bone. And just making sure, again, I have that nice seamless blend and that beautiful gradient that I'm looking for. And you can see they look the exact same. They're both well blended. They look really nice. The gradient is there, so I'm going to get up close and show you guys. I'm going to go do my base, do my brows, do everything else. I'm going to come back and we're going to finish off our smoky eye 2 ways. All right, beauties, we are back. I have my face done except for the lips and, of course, mascara. We are going to go back into our Blowin' Smoke palette. And I'm going to go into the Let's Do It, which is our black. And you don't have to do this part. I mean, as long as you kind of connect through this area here, it's still kind of a pretty cohesive, well-blended look. But I like to follow my lower lash line. And I stay pretty close to the actual lashes. And I'm not aiming for a stark black. I want it to obviously still be nice and smoky, but I don't want it to be harsh. And I'm going to come almost all the way in. I'm going in with a very, very light hand. And I did tap my brush off. And then I'm going to kind of take a little bit more of the black and just reinforce this outer corner here. And this process, I do the exact same thing on both sides. And then to finish off the look, I'm going to go into this silver called Starstruck. You could also go into the matte white. I'm going to pick it up on a pencil brush. Oh, y'all, this silver, I'm telling y'all, this is a gorgeous silver. I'm going to pop that right in the inner corner and lightly just bring it up a little tiny bit. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Again, you could do the matte white. You could do a beautiful like metallic white, frosty white. And I'm going to tap this brush off. I'm going to go back into the matte white and just kind of reinforce the white. I don't really feel like we need it, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to throw on some Maybelline Curl Bounce Mascara. I'm going to go in with a nude. For a smoky eye, I either like to go nude, I like to do a bold red with a smoky eye. I think it's absolutely stunning. Or I like to do a black lip with a smoky eye. This is Lauralee Los Angeles in the shade Nakey Nakey. BRB. Alright, beauties. I also went in with the Dragon Beauty Lip Job Liner. I feel like the nude is just a little light. But that's it. That is my classic smoky eye with 2 different methods. I hope you guys like this video. I hope that it is helpful in some way. Thank y'all so much for watching. I love you. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.